So I'm going to welcome everybody back here to podcast number 2, episode 2. I should say episode dos, Cinco de Mayo day while we're recording. And you're going to be here again. This me, RB on the mic with Nick and Andy.
What's going on?
What's up?
And we're going to start today off, kind of just jump right into the games that happened today and yesterday. So we had the Champions League. I'm starting off there on Tuesday. So City PSG. What a intense game.
Yeah, today's matchup, Man City just bossed the game. Controlled it. 2-0 final score. Advance with a 4-1 goal tally. So, I mean, it was convincing. Convincing victory.
Two goals, and it didn't feel like they only had two. Like it felt almost like they had their foot just on the back of their neck, just like underwater. And they're like, I guess we'll let you come up for a breath for a second, but like, we're just going to keep putting you back down.
Yeah.
So like, we're just not going to kill you, but we're just going to like kind of sit you here.
It never felt like a game. I'll be honest with you. We were talking last week. It was like, oh, PSG might have a chance. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Mm-hmm. But as that first 10 minutes right after they scored that goal, I was like, no shot. They're coming back after this one. No shot.
And there was a couple missed opportunities on PSG's side where
that Di Maria, Ederson was like at least like 6-7 yards out of his net. Di Maria had the perfect opportunity to score.
The right side wide open.
Yeah, tried to play out of the back, dispossessed. Di Maria tries to one time, too much curve on that left foot. Maybe he was a righty. Maybe if he was a righty.
Hey, something about Angel Di Maria playing in Manchester just doesn't work out for him very well.
Yeah, I think that was proven pretty evident at the end of the game with just one of the dumbest red cards I've ever seen. Like, grow up, brother.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a little snake.
He was just lashing out on the broadcast. It looked a lot worse when they zoomed in. He just kind of like stomped out at him.
Yeah.
I thought he swung at him. He just kind of smacked his hand away.
Yeah, he did.
And then they kind of follow each other out of bounds, and he like stomped at him. Gets sent off, and it just opens up a whole can of worms for the rest of the game. The next 20 minutes, I think he got booked minute 69, and then the last 20 minutes it
was 5 more yellow cards back to back to back to back. I wish I could remember now off the top of my head. One of the guys on PSG grabbed somebody right by the throat at one point, and I
think it was Verratti.
Was it Verratti?
Yeah,
I mean, he didn't even get
him and Zinchenko got into
it. It was Zinchenko. That's what I remember. Yeah, it was your boy.
Zinchenko took a yellow, and he was livid.
Yeah, he walks right up and grabs him by the throat, though.
Even after Zinchenko gets carded, he still was yelling at the ref about God knows what. But yeah, it was emotions were high because I mean, for PSG, I mean, it's a Champions League semifinal. This is a crushing blow for a team that thought they were going to do it. Finally get over the hump.
Get those demons off their backs, as you guys kept saying.
Clearly not. Wasn't their year.
Yeah. They shouldn't have gotten rid of Tuchel.
Well,
look at him now. He's in the final as well.
Oh, my God. It was just, it was almost sad to see. You know, you wanted to see a little bit more of a fight. And we've been alluding to, do we want to keep seeing City on there? But, now City's making their first championship, you're saying?
Against all the odds. The biggest underdogs in Champions League history.
I can't believe it. These guys, they've really worked so hard to get to where they are.
They've really struggled.
Yeah.
They've really struggled. Yeah, sorry, you go.
Class all around.
Yeah, but PSG, they just, as much star power as they have and as much talent as they have, they don't play together. Like, if you watch the game, there's no 20-minute or 10-minute interval of that game where I was convinced that they were a threat. They had individual moments of I could score here, but then, Angel Di Maria and then Marquinhos, all that. They're just not putting balls in the back of the net. They're not playing like a team.
Yeah, and I think that even, Neymar towards the end too, he was kind of like, either I'm doing this or nobody's doing this, after he saw a couple of missed shots, and then you could see him just kind of try to take the ball deeper in the box each time. And it was just, instead of making that outside pass, maybe getting a cross set piece, but he was just, it's me. I'm doing it.
Yeah, tried to carry it because he saw that. I mean, they ended up with 0 shots on target,
which is just crazy. That has, I think, more to do with City's defense.
Yeah, 9 blocked shots. They were putting their bodies on line. We were talking before we started Rolling here, Ruben Diaz and Zinchenko with 2 huge blocks on the 2 most dangerous opportunities that they had, other than Marquinhos putting it over the bar and that Di Maria miss. But this was just a show for the ages of just what City's about. Yeah. Right? Holding the ball, hard-nosed defense, and you could see it every time they were coming up. They were dapping each other up. They were getting fired up. Every block shot, every good play in the back. They were there to fight for every ball, and PSG kind of didn't. I don't know. I don't know what PSG's game plan was. I think maybe they thought they were just gonna it was just gonna click. It was just gonna happen magically. They just had the star power, like we said. Neymar was just gonna do enough. Di Maria do enough, but City played like a team, and
I mean, you wonder, how much would it have been different, if Di Maria did actually sink it in? Like, is that game now different? Does City play a different style? Do they not have that bravado just coming through, just knowing that their big brother taking care of business?
Listen, if you're not scoring first against City, it's already game over.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah,
you're in trouble. Yeah. As soon as they get that lead, good luck.
Yeah, I mean. Just at least having some of the heart, and like we were saying, Diaz with that huge block. I mean, he took that thing right off the teeth, right off his mouth. I mean, they were already up at that point too, and he's just like, we're not letting a single goal in, and like that seemed like it was what they're, what they were out there to do. They're like, we don't want to just win. Like, we're not letting you score on us. We're gonna play this out as if any goal beats us, and you could see that energy in the D.
We'll find out on the final. It'll be interesting.
What's going to be the X factor? Yeah. And I mean, spin that to the other game. Chelsea, Real Madrid, second leg played in Chelsea. And I mean, Chelsea comes out on top. 2-0. That was played earlier today. The American wonder kid, Christian Pulisic, with a goal, super sub. That was a big talking point, though, that he did not start this game. And he's been pretty consistently in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
But it did work out in the end. He came on, notched a goal, 2-0. And it never really looked like Real Madrid was gonna do much there.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about Pulisic as well, but Havertz also got the start today.
Yeah.
I think there's been a lot of talk about him not getting starts in these big games. Yeah, he just doesn't show up. He played phenomenal today.
He did.
I mean, he was moving the ball. He had a couple scoring opportunities, where the goals could have been his that were just missed.
Yep.
Ripping a few from the top of the box. I think he really showed that he can actually get out there. He can play striker for them in these big moments. Yeah. I'm curious to see if that's going to carry over, into the finals.
Yeah, and talking about X factors, the ones that didn't show up for Real Madrid: Hazard, Benzema. We got. Ramos was in the starting lineup. He's been in and out of the lineup like all year.
Injury
prone. I mean, and he's just, you could tell he just didn't look.
Wasn't a full match fitness.
No, it wasn't a full match.
They needed him though. That was like you said, X factor. That was the hope. Put Ramos in, seal the back. Let's get a goal. Let's work back. But it was not enough.
I mean, Chelsea shut down Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, Casemiro, Eden Hazard, and Karim Benzema.
You know who they need to say a big thank you to? N'Golo Kante. That man runs the field.
He does.
He is a machine. He doesn't stop. He's everywhere. Right everywhere you want him to be, he's already there.
Both of their goals, I mean, they're not going in without him. Yeah. He set up both of them. Great touch passes, just not being selfish. I think you could see that he wasn't out there looking to just find his own shot. He was getting himself in the right position, making the right passes, and letting the team kind of play around him.
Yeah, he just wants to win.
Yeah,
he just wants to win. He doesn't care how. He doesn't care if his name ends up on the score sheet.
Yeah,
he just does those little things, and oftentimes he does end up on a score sheet. But sometimes, if you watch a game, you recognize that Kante won the game, even though he might not have an assist, might not have a goal. It's his work. He just is hard-nosed, running up and down. And in a game like this, that effort easily kind of edged them over Real, who kind of didn't. They wanted to play. They wanted to kind of get into it. They were trying to get comfortable, but they never did.
They had some great opportunities. I don't think this game was as one-sided as it almost felt. I think that there was a couple, Benzema just missed one right off the top of his head, to knock in. A couple big rips. I think Ramos had a huge rip into the corner, left corner, similar to Di Maria from the game before, but his one right on target. Mendy. I mean, talk about some of the saves that he made today were phenomenal. And he kind of had a little bit of a weird game in the first leg, but he came out today, I mean, organizing, moving the guys around, and just made a couple of just beautiful saves.
Yeah. Mendy's been playing out of his mind this year with Chelsea. I think it was right when he got the starting job. What did he have? I think he had 6 or 7 clean sheets in 13 something games where they just went on an absolute tear. He's really give credit to him. He's a brick wall in the net.
Oh yeah,
he's unbelievable. Now, talking of N'Golo Kante, how do you think he's gonna be able to shut down De Bruyne, Fernandinho, De Silva, Bernardo Silva, and Gundogan?
Well, I think there is a little bit of that familiarity.
Yep.
He knows these guys. He plays against these guys now for years. It's not like he only matches up with them on a random midweek Champions League matchup. He knows them. There's some familiarity there. Is that enough for him to actually shut them down? I'm not sure.
I mean, he has 2 good teammates to help him out. He has Thiago Silva and Jorginho.
Yeah.
An Italian and a Brazilian. Those guys are pretty good at defense.
And Jorginho's getting up there in age. So what's he, 35 now?
He is
34. That's my guess.
29.
No,
He just looks like an old man.
really?
He does look old.
He's a weathered man.
He is a weathered old man.
I thought he was up there in his mid-30s already. Maybe
he's old for soccer.
Yeah, he's old for soccer. He's not 18.
Yeah, no spring chicken anymore, but I think it's going to probably come down to that midfield battle, no? Just previewing the final. In Istanbul, it's going to be hot, sweaty night. It's not going to be like the game we saw in Manchester today with sleet and kind of cold conditions. It's not going to be like that. It's late May in Turkey. It's going to be sweltering.
Yeah.
It's going to be toasty.
What do you think they're going to be running as their set? You think they're still going to be is Chelsea still going to be running striker, center forwards heavy?
So City in their game lined up in a 4-3-3 with 4 at the back, 3 at the front, 3 in the midfield. But they are so deep that they can throw out any line that they want, any lineup that they want, and they're going to compete to the highest level. Chelsea, on the other hand, they lined up in a 3-4-1-2. Kind of loaded midfield with some wing backs. I mean, the best way to play against City, I would say, is on the counterattack. Take a couple examples of the teams who beat City this year in the Premier League. United, for example, I'm not.
And there it is. Here he comes. Hold on.
Here I go.
We didn't win.
But hey, the only team to beat City 3 times this season. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. So there's something to that.
There's something. They have a game plan that works. It's on the counterattack. If you can get Chelsea, if you can get City on the back foot, it's gonna be tough for them to come back from that. But you never know.
And like you said, I think an early goal for Chelsea might be enough. It's because then City's going to have to just load it up in the front, extend themselves, give a chance away, then it becomes 2. That's kind of like what was happening today. That Real was like, okay, because when that goal went in, it's like, all right, we need to hunker down. We need a goal now. We can't just kind of wait this out. We need to do it right now. Start pushing up, exposed, and they can take it.
How do you think Chelsea plays on that counter?
They have Giroud, they have Adoy, they have Tammy Abraham, then they have Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, young guy.
I like Mount a lot.
I like Mason Mount. He's a good, solid player. They have Werner, and they're fast. They're fast on the counter. I gotta say they stand a chance.
Timo Werner, Pulisic, Mount.
Yep.
that's a nice front three to be running full speed at any. I don't care if it's John Stones and them and the City Boys back there. I mean, like, it's gonna be hard to stop.
The one guy I would go after if I was Chelsea would be Kyle Walker. He's old, slow. I don't think he's that great either.
His pace isn't there.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I don't think he's that good.
I think he's still highly rated.
Highly rated.
Highly rated,
but
yeah. Well, all right. I don't know. We're just talking about Man U being the only team to win, the three times against City, and they've been in the old headlines from this weekend, over the Premier side.
Yeah, not so much for playing a game though, but for getting canceled.
Just absolutely canceled.
Yeah, it was
Manchester United joining the cancel culture.
Cancer culture.
Mayhem in Manchester on Sunday. So the game was set to kick off, I think 11:30 a.m. Eastern time.
Yep.
And I think when I woke up, looked on Twitter, there were already fans in the stadium.
Oh yeah,
they had broken into the stadium, past security. I don't know how, but they got into the field.
Yeah, they passed security.
Yeah.
There was talk about security opening up the gates for them, so
to protest the owners. That's the reason why they were out there. Yeah. But a protest of the owners went south quickly. It got nasty.
It escalated so fast. And you know what? We were talking in the group chat, and I was kind of torn. As a fan of United, I would consider myself a passionate fan, but you won't see me, running on the field,
shooting flares at the canvas covers.
That was the wild thing.
Like how stupid do you have to be? And I get it. Like American sports fans, the closest you can come to a crazed fan would probably
be the Bills. Bills Mafia.
But
yeah,
those you gotta think, like, here in Boston we have the Pats, the Celtics, the Bruins, the Red Sox, and the Revolution, I guess, if you're one of those guys.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
I am.
Okay, but we have so much other to look forward to. Oh, the Red Sox lost. Oh, but the Bruins just won.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of evens out in the end. But
so you're looking at it like Man U
it's their life. It's their life.
Yeah, you live and breathe by
those guys. They live and die by that team, and they see. And it's not even about the Super League anymore. It's about the ownership, the Glazer family.
Well, that's what it was, though. The idea that it kind of meshed up together like that. Like they just Man U was one of the, if not the headliner there, pushing out the Glazers. So I think that combination. What do you like? Why are they so mad at the Glazers to begin with?
So they've stolen. I'll say stolen. Over $1 billion from the club, taking out personal loans, using it as collateral, and just the whole way they bought the team is like a huge question mark. Kind of sketchy, kind of in the dark. Shady deals going on. Like they originally bought it. They only originally bought 2.9% of the shares, and then the previous owners wanted to sell, so they're like, "Oh, we'll take some of your shares on," and by
kept buying.
Within a year, they had 29%, and then after another year, they had 78%. Like it wasn't. I forget the term that they used, but this past weekend, a Sky reporter saw Avram Glazer, one of the owners, one of the sons of Malcolm Glazer, who originally bought the team. He was like. The reporter asked him, "Hey, are you going to apologize to all the fans?" And he's like, "Why would I want to apologize?" Cold-hearted. Cold-hearted.
It's almost like I almost want to respect that move. It's just like I'm just above this, but also at the same time, it really is just such a fuck you.
Yeah.
Like they're out here and they're protesting because of you, and you're just like, I have nothing to say to you. Like, hey, can you not see me? I'm mad. Look at me, Dad. I'm mad.
Yeah.
Like, okay, go be mad in the corner and cry about it to somebody else. Dad's not here.
Yeah. They just bought it just to buy it. They didn't have any interest in the game of soccer. They just wanted something else they can get their little hands on.
Greasy little paws.
Yeah. Greasy little paws.
Yeah.
And now they, if they sell the club's going to be in extreme debt because all their debt is tied to the team.
Yeah.
They're tied to how well the team does.
Hoping somebody big takes over if they've
just been paying themselves.
Yeah.
They've just been paying themselves off this team.
Little graft, little.
Yeah, I got a little
kickbacks.
I got a little stats here. 2014, they sell their shares worth $200 million, and then 2017 they make another $70 million by selling their shares, and in 2019 they pay themselves $23 million in dividends. That's insane. And in 2020 they increased the club's debt by another $127 million.
Yeah, I can see why somebody might be a little angry. It sucks that it's the year, they finally jumped back in and started doing well again. But.
Yeah, it's not even that they haven't been doing well. I think Graham Souness was like, oh, they're only riding because they're not winning trophies. Sir Alex Ferguson was winning everything and anything under the sun, and they were still saying Glazers out. Like,
yeah, it didn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They're scumbags.
They've made up their mind.
Yeah, they're not going to sell. They're a bunch of scumbags. We'll just leave it at that.
And like we said, the Super League tie-in too, like they were supposed to be the vice chairman. Joel Glazer was supposed to be vice chairman of Super League. So clearly the bottom line is all they care about right now. And the fans recognize that. And that's why they stormed the field, shot flares. I mean, but that's good old fashioned hooliganism that I can't remember the last time I saw something like that happen. 2 police officers were injured at the scene. Somebody got their face like slashed, I think with like a bottle or something.
Oh, love it.
So it's
that's
hooliganism.
Mayhem.
That's pure hooliganism. Yeah. It turned from a protest to the old definition of hooligans.
And if you haven't seen photos of it yet, I mean, definitely try to take it, because I mean, the first image I had, I was coming back from a golf tournament this week, and I turned the TV on, I go to see it, and I was like, oh, the game got pushed back to 3. Dope, I can watch it. Instantly, it's just like, wait, did they have like pyrotechnics go wrong? Like the place looks like it's burning up a little. Like, did they do like a little fireworks show before? It just looked like it was on fire, and I was like, postponed. I was like, shit, what happened?
Some little kid climbed up on top of the goal, and there was some kid tweeted out. He was like, "Mom, look at me! I'm on TV. I'm waiting for Marcus Rashford to give me a free lunch."
But ugly scenes there. And it's kind of a tough game to reschedule too. I mean, there's a lot going on here, but they'll replay it.
Yep. Now they play May 13th, so keep that one on your radar.
Yeah, it's gonna mean something too. I mean, maybe not as much for Man U at this point, but for Liverpool, who's sitting down there in 7th place now, because Tottenham kind of just beating bottom barrel Sheffield. They're able to move up. So I think that game's going to mean something, somewhere in those standings. So Liverpool's either going to be falling real out of favor next year, or they have to battle themselves back in a little. Speaking of Tottenham's win, you guys were talking all this trash last week about them, and finally Gareth Bale comes back in. They let the boy play.
Returns.
He's got his hair tied back. He's all smiles, little hat trick, dude. I mean, come on. He looked good.
It's the most he's played in years.
I mean, I know they were playing against absolute bottom barrel, but
20th place Sheffield United.
Yeah, with 17 points
hat trick's a hat trick.
A hat trick's a hat trick.
Goals are goals. Goals are scored after goals.
They could have had like 6 more goals, dude. Son was ripping the ball all over the place during it. I mean, it was great to see the boys get out there and win. And we're not that far out from maybe being able to kind of move up a couple more rungs, especially if we're scoring like this.
Yeah. I mean, it was nice to see Bale play, get some minutes, get those goals. It was definitely good for his well-being.
Well, it's good to see the teammates around him, because, he can be kind of a head case. That's kind of the whole issue. It's supposed to be like kind of a locker room cancer, but, the boys seem to be behind him the whole day.
Yeah, it's nice to see. Tottenham can probably figure it out at the end of the year. They got Leeds, Wolves, Aston Villa, and Leicester City. I mean, I would say about 3 of those games are kind of going to be a tough one, but they can go either way. I mean, the only one that's definitely going to be a problem is the last one against Leicester City.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, you could look at a possible 6 out of 6 points there, or 9 out of 9. Sorry about that. You never know. I would probably like to see Tottenham in the top 5. I don't think West Ham's going to be able to hold on any longer.
You don't think so? You think they have?
Yeah, that's it. I was going to send it over to Andy. The bubbles, are they flying?
They blew their load too early.
Yeah, they did have a tremendous start to this calendar year.
Yeah, they did.
They were on fire. They were looking like a team that was going to finish maybe top 4. They look like they could crack it. Now it's more of a, will they even make European football for next year? Because they're sitting in that 5th place position. But like we were saying, Tottenham's got games to win. Liverpool's got games to win. Anything can happen. And just to preview kind of who they have coming up, they've got a game against Everton. They play Brighton, West Brom, and then I think they might wrap it up with Southampton. So they do kind of have
It's not that hard of a schedule.
They're in a decent spot there to kind of coast towards the end here.
Yeah, they got Antonio back, and I think that was huge. He balled out for him.
Yeah,
Declan Rice, he might be gone next season, but we'll see if he balls out at the end of these last 4 games. It might be interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I think, like I said, though, I think bringing, getting Antonio back, he was out there just boxing people out, just being the big force that he is. So I think it was kind of nice for them.
Yeah, with a pair of goals.
Yeah, a pair of goals.
Well, let's see.
I mean, he was just straight muscling people out of the way to get the headers in,
Yeah.
So Chelsea's in 4th place. They are, let's see, they're 3 points out of West Ham. They got City coming up this weekend on Saturday, 12:30. Then they have Arsenal, who's been actually playing
half
decent. You never know what Arsenal you're going to get on any given day.
Flip a coin.
Yep, they could be amazing with their front 3. They're pretty great. If they're not going, they're pretty bad. And then they have Leicester City, and then they have Aston Villa and the Premier League. And then in between that, they have the FA Cup and the Champions League final.
Yeah, so they've got a full slate.
Yeah, they do. This is definitely the hardest schedule.
But that's what you want, right?
Yep.
You want to be in the Champions League final. You want to be in an FA Cup final. You want to be competing for the biggest and the best trophies.
Yeah.
Does that affect their Premier League play?
It could.
And it might cost them, but even if it does cost them and they win one of those 2 trophies, they're okay. That means they qualify next year for Champions League. So I don't know if they kind of are thinking that. Maybe they're putting their eggs in the tournament basket and kind of leaving the Premier League on the back burner, because they're going to have to make decisions about their personnel and lineup of who's going where, because they've got a lot of more games than most other teams.
Yep. So let's see. Within 7 days almost, they play. Let's just make it to 10 games. They play 4 games in 10 days.
Yeah, that's a busy week.
That's 10 days in May right there. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah. Looking, kind of into next week too. We're gonna get a little bit of a preview, if you would, into champions, into the finals when we do Chelsea Man City matchup. So I think that's going to be something that we're definitely going to want to keep our eyes on, kind of see what style it is that they play with, against each other. And, from there, kind of, are they going to switch things up? Did it work? Did it not work? But I think that's the highlight of the weekend right here, right? Getting to see that. Yeah.
But I do think it'll be interesting because City kind of have this title locked up. So they don't need points desperately the way that Chelsea do.
Yeah.
But
do you protect anybody?
Yeah.
If they beat Chelsea this weekend, they're champions. That's it.
So maybe they want to put it on right now and then they can rest next week and the weeks after.
Yep.
And they don't have the FA Cup final. They lost their tie. So I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that, but that matchup will be a good one to watch.
That's got to be the game this weekend's 2.5. I would hammer that.
Yeah, hard to say that though, because we talked about what so far in the Premier League, City's only given up 24 points total.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah,
like the 24 goals. Sorry,
they're going to be scoring. They're going to go for it. They're going to go for that.
Chelsea's going to want that safety net. I think Chelsea's going to really want to go for this game because they're going to want that safety net of keeping that 4 seed.
Just in case.
Just in case. You want to make sure you have that in your back pocket. Like they got to be really going for this.
Torn between the boys. I got City.
Yeah.
I got City going for it. It would just be a lot easier for them if they just locked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's going to be a good game. They both have a lot to play for.
Yep.
Chelsea can't just relax and hope that fourth place stays with them. I mean, any one of the teams below them could somehow sneak back in and take them. It's really close. So I see them wanting to. I don't know if you guys are believers in this mystical creature that happens in sports that some people believe in. I think they call it momentum. Some people believe that that's a thing. This magical thing comes in and makes a team play better. You want to ride that storm. So is Chelsea going to keep trying to ride? They got a 6-game win streak going right now?
Yep.
They got
5 goals in 3 games too, including these Champions League matches.
That's incredible.
And FA Cup to look forward to. And the game is all about momentum swings. Yes. Our coach told me that once, and it clicked more than it ever had. Then it goes back and forth, and when you take momentum and you take your chances, which they've been doing that, things fall your way, and that's how you end up 3 games unbeaten, including Champions League. And they are hitting their stride at the right time, and it's kind of immovable object meets an unstoppable force right now. City being the immovable object, and this unstoppable force of Chelsea's momentum is going to come to a head. Maybe it's this weekend, Saturday, May 8th, or it could be Saturday, or would it be Sunday, May 29th, whatever. The Champions
I think
League
27th,
final.
28th, something like that.
When that comes
27,
in,
29, somewhere in that.
That's gonna be a hell of a game.
Yeah.
Too.
It'll be a great game.
One of these days, I'm gonna go on a huge rant about my feelings about momentum in sports. I'm what some might call a non-believer. So that'll definitely happen. So definitely pay attention and ready for one of these days where I'll snap on the whole momentum thing.
Yeah, so we'll add that to the list with VAR.
Yeah.
Which one's going to be more important, though?
Which one's going to be more important, momentum or VAR? Talk about conversations that must be had.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I mean, a lot's on the line for the Premier League. Top 4, or let's just say 4 through 8, I guess. Because actually, we'll just extend it to 3rd place too. Leicester City only 2 points above Chelsea.
Yeah,
coming down to the wire.
Definitely coming down to the wire.
So this weekend, other than Chelsea and Man City, what's that next game that you really want to watch?
Let me see. I would like to see West Ham Everton. Everton's kind of right there on the cusp too.
Mm-hmm. What's Everton in 8th right now?
Yes.
Feels right.
I want to say Everton's in 8th.
Yeah, 8th. Yep. They're in 8th. 52 points to West Ham's 58th from 8th to 5th. So,
yep.
I mean, I think that's what I would have highlighted as well. I think that's going to be a fun game.
It is. It is definitely going to be a fun game to watch. I am all in on that.
Yeah, I think that could be a scoring game too. That could be one of those games you see.
Sneaky.
Game. All of a sudden, you look over and there's 6 goals scored in the game, and it just makes it feel good.
I'll check the lines for the boys. Let me see.
Yep.
So we have. Just a quick side note too. I know we always talk Premier League, but it is important to note Scudetto won by Inter Milan this weekend.
Yep.
The first one in years. First one in years they've taken home. So that was a big moment for Inter Milan to seal that deal. Kind of make some noise. Yeah.
After a failed Champions League campaign and a failed Europa League campaign, it was finally nice to see them come home with a trophy after a long time.
Yeah.
Nice. And you guys were just talking about this before, talking about Lukaku too. So.
Yeah. A man inspired. It took he had to leave. He had to get rid of Jose Mourinho. He had to kind of move on and start anew, and boy did he.
Yeah, Manchester United 2.0, winning the title. Wherever they go, titles follow.
Yeah, there's four former United players.
Who all play a significant time, too. It's not like they're just sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. West Ham United, Everton this weekend coming up. Over-unders 2.5.
It's got to be juiced heavy.
110, minus 110.
Minus 110.
Everton's plus 215, so West Ham's the favorite at 130. And the spread is half a goal.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, let's let's just.
You think it'll be that close?
Yeah. Why don't we jump right into those picks in general? I mean, I'm looking at West Ham to kind of put their foot down and kind of start rolling again. They're looking healthy. They're looking like they're ready to press. I mean, I like the over in this game.
You do?
I just think it's going to be one of those sneaky games where you're going to get, like a 4-2 type of game. There might be some quick early goals and then slows down, and then second half it just comes out and it gets hot.
Yep. I want to go with I'm just going to go straight up West Ham on the money line. Make it a little more interesting. Picking the favorite here.
Yeah.
Like you said, they're healthy, ready to go. I mean, when they're healthy and rolling, I mean, they're kind of a hard team to play. They'll get you pinned down in your own half, or they'll hit you on the counterattack whenever. I'm pretty confident. Pretty confident in this one. West Ham plus 130.
Yep, love that. I think that I kind of like to spread my money around when I'm betting, so I would probably also toss down on the money line and the over, so that it's not just I'm not just kind of stuck sitting there hoping for the goals. But I think the West Ham money line is the safer bet in either way. Like we said, they look healthy. They look like they're ready to make that push. They're trying to hold on to that spot, maybe take Chelsea's 4th seed, get into the Champions League next year.
A lot more
or at
to
least
play for.
We were just talking. I mean, at least make sure that they're staying in Europe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Another one I was looking at would be we're obviously looking at Man City, Chelsea here. Man City's minus 110 on the money line. Chelsea's plus 325. The over-under is 2.5, and the over would be plus 120. I'm going to go with the over, 2.5. And I don't know if I don't want to pick an outright winner here because it can go either way, but there are going to be goals scored. So I'll just stick with the over.
I'm thinking this Liverpool-Southampton over, I think, might be the one that I'm liking here.
Yeah.
So, 'cause I think Liverpool's gonna put some balls in the back of the net. That one's at 3.5, which is high, but it's gonna be the over's plus 125. And I think Liverpool's gonna kind of feel something from this last game, robbed of a game, a little bit more time to prep, a little bit more fresh, and it might, whether it's a thumping or whether it's Southampton kind of giving them a good game. I'll be watching that one and rooting for goals.
I like that. I mean, Liverpool they got to be looking at themselves in the mirror right now, just being like, wow, we're in 7th place all of a sudden.
They have a lot to play for.
All of a sudden, we're in 7th. We just won this shit last year. Right?
Yeah, what happened?
Like, we were the most dominant team. Like, what did they have, 100 points last year or some shit?
Yeah, they ran.
Like, it absolutely ran the show, and now they're looking at 7th. I mean, these boys got to be playing angry, and if they're not, then that would shock me. So, yeah.
Yep.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Another one I'm looking at, obviously got to support my boys here. Manchester United. They're definitely the big favored team here against the Villa. I got to say, though, Villa can be a tricky game. Jack Grealish, McGinn-Iniesta, all those guys.
Yeah, they'll play.
They're a good team. Tyrone Mings.
They're not going to roll over for you.
No, they're not. Where do you think Grealish is going this summer? Just a little sidetrack here.
I don't know who's courting him.
A lot.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Who's got money? Everyone.
He's just one of those midfielders that everyone wants to get their hands on, and he's a loyal Villa guy. I don't know if he will go anywhere, but he'll definitely be tempted by some offers. I mean, you never know. Man City's looking at him.
I hate when City just buys more people than they could play, though. That was a big. I mean, it's still a problem now, but. But they do play. They play in every tournament. Yeah, they play in every tournament. And I just rather not see a guy like Jack Grealish go someplace and only play every other game.
Yeah,
I want him to keep playing. I want him to see the field every day.
He's just one of those game changers that you want on your team, though.
Yeah,
unbelievable. With that being said, he's going to be not that big of a game changer here. I got Man U on the money line, minus 130.
Minus 130.
Yeah, I think you can lock that one.
I think that feels pretty. That seems a little almost obvious. But that I don't know. Is that one gonna have to be on the old VAR rundown?
There'll probably be some VAR.
Yeah, they're just gonna be like, you know what? We actually don't care. They just
97th minute and
goes off somebody's back, bounces into the goal.
Some more hooliganism, maybe another push. Right?
Somebody shoots a flare.
I actually
want
to see the props. I want to see if there's another game that could get canceled by the fans. I want to see what the line is.
United's not at home, so I would say no.
Yeah,
they are away.
You
never know, though. You never know. They don't let they don't let the team bus leave the training facility or something.
Yeah, something crazy.
You never know.
Yeah, I don't even know what else to say to that. It's just like we'll see what happens in this. You know, they just got stalemated, not getting to play, and sometimes rest is not good rest. You know, it's like that type
too much rest.
They play Thursday.
They play on Thursday.
Thursday.
Okay, so that helps out then. That's a good thing to know too for myself. So playing on Thursday. What time's that game at?
3 o'clock. I want to
3 o'clock on Thursday. Eastern Standard
for all you
time.
listeners out there in all those time zones.
All you Central time zone fellas that are my friends, it'll be at 3 o'clock Eastern time, 2 o'clock Central.
And well, also something to note: United doing a real kind of, I don't even know what to describe. It was a massacre. Europa League tie. What looked like was going to be a pretty good game against Roma just turned into a rout. Absolute rout.
Ryan texted me before the game saying, I just bet on them. You're welcome.
And bet on Roma, guarantee Man U's going to win.
In the first half, I was like, Ryan, you goddamn son of a bitch. You're going to do it.
He didn't realize how much of a jinx I actually am. So for any of you that are thinking about tailing any of my bets, this is where we call Fade Ryan.
Yeah.
This is the Fade Ryan side. Or am I tricking you all to give me good luck?
So yeah,
RB does not have the meats.
He does not have the meats.
But that was an 8-goal game there, 6-2.
Yeah.
The second time that Chris Smalling has been scored, somebody put 6 goals on him at Old Trafford.
Yep.
That's the second time in his career. Once in a United shirt, now a second time in a Roma shirt. And then on the other side of that was Villarreal Arsenal. With a pair of red cards, one for each. That was a 2-1 tie to Villarreal.
Did you guys watch those highlights?
I watched the United stuff. I didn't watch much of the Villarreal Arsenal.
The Villarreal Arsenal was just brutal.
Bloodbath.
It wasn't even a bloodbath. I just didn't want to watch it.
Oh, just a snooze.
I couldn't watch it. It was just like, oh my god.
That's
one thing after another. I was like, oh my god, just shut it off.
Yeah, those afternoon games that are boring just lead me to just take a nap.
It wasn't boring by any means. The red cards and the goals, they were all great, but like, just the style of the game, the flow of the game was just so like jump started, like stop stuff. It wasn't fun.
Yeah, I didn't check it out.
I feel bad for Arsenal fans though. That's a tough go.
They are coming back though. Arsenal will be hosting tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Yep.
Roma hosting United. Goal. Yeah. So anything can happen there.
Speaking of Roma, so another sidetrack. Jose Mourinho, new Roma manager for the 2021-2022 season.
Destined for absolute failure.
Well, he has won Serie A. He's familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
yes, he is.
And I do always, the one thing that I will give to Mourinho that I always liked, whatever country he goes to, that's the language he speaks in the locker room.
Yes.
Because he's like, he knows 4 or 5 languages. So when he went to, he's Portuguese, spoke Portuguese when he coached Porto, went to Inter Milan, spoke Italian, he did his whole English tour and spoke English in the locker room. So, I mean, there's something there. Is that enough for them to kind of turn this ship around?
Well, Henrik Mkhitaryan and Chris Smalling left United to get away from him.
Yeah, and now they're right back, coming right back on.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't kill Edin Dzeko with his managerial style though, because I love Dzeko.
Will.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Jose Mourinho leaving Tottenham, I think, has lit a fire into their ass.
Yeah.
Playing underneath the young guy, Ryan Mason, 29, you know. He's like a man of the locker room. I think that they're going to continue to play good games when they're not playing Man City. I think they're playing. We talked about it last week. As they're getting matched up against just like the unstoppable force, or what, the immovable object. They're the immovable object here. It's tough to score, but I liked what they how they came out firing, looked fast. I think that Kane was looking like he was playing a little bit healthier now. If they actually start playing Gareth Bale and he fits in with them, I mean, just having Bale, Kane, and Son like playing up top together like that. I mean, that's kind of dangerous.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
That's real dangerous. So if Ryan Mason's really going to move things around and let them go up there and just score, and then that's what they did the whole game. They were just up there ripping shots the whole game. So I think I'm going to keep them riding this week. They're at plus 115 right now. I'm going to take them over Leeds. It's going to be a tough matchup. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of goals, but I just the way that they're, if they keep this together, if they keep this momentum,
they gotta feel good.
They're gonna feel good.
They're definitely feeling good. Definitely.
But time is of the essence there.
Yes, it is.
So if they're gonna do it, they can't waste any more games. They gotta ride that high.
Yeah, they can't afford any draws either. So I think that they're going to be going out looking to get ahead and get ahead early. Mm-hmm. So hopefully they keep the gas on the pedal and we see some more goals out of them and really just tighten up.
Yeah. So kind of the last kind of bet we want to make, the biggest one we're saving for last apparently, Champions League final. Man City versus Chelsea.
Yeah, we got a couple weeks on this, so I think off the bat we're all on the same page that it's City's game to lose, really, right? So I'd love to talk myself out of this. So I think over the next few weeks,
we got time.
I think that's what we're gonna have to put on the books for us is how can we together convince ourselves that Chelsea's gonna win this?
Yeah, just keep tuning in, guys. Listen to our minds devolve away from City and on to Chelsea.
If any of you out there are also feeling like you are trying to root against City, we will be figuring out a way that we can convince ourselves City's win or the City's gonna lose.
We'll open up the mailbox.
The mailbox,
just DMs are open.
Call us Blues Clues. We'll be reading that mail.
Hit us up on the gram and Twitter.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled for the Linesmen. Social media is coming out.
Yep.
We're working on those. We're going to be getting those out soon because we're just going to keep rolling here, folks.
Yeah, we go right from the Champions League final with like a couple week break right into the Euros.
Yeah.
Those are going to be coming up.
It's going to be a beautiful, busy summer. I can't wait.
A lot to talk about.
And
very excited.
Just to end it here, just real quick for those of you that are thinking about following any of our lines, last week we had a pretty small card on hand. We just took City over 2.5 goals, which unfortunately didn't hit. Kind of sad to see that PSG wasn't able to get a single goal in. They should have. They had plenty of opportunities.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, thank you, Jay.
But I think that was still the right bet. I think that we were still on the right side of that. Things just don't work your way. Mm-hmm. The other bet we had was we did take Chelsea money line. So that was a nice, easy victory for us today. So watching that game, I never really felt that wasn't going to hit. Mm-hmm. So that was a good payday, up some plus money there. And then the last one was we were trying to take a big bang for your buck play in the draw with Liverpool Man U. Technically they didn't. Nobody lost.
Yeah,
the old canceled bet though.
Jay Fine, did you follow any of our bets this last weekend?
No. I'm not gonna lie, no, I didn't. But it's not anything to do with you guys. It's just because I've kind of tried to remove myself from that lifestyle.
Good for you.
Yeah.
All right, look at that.
It's like
famous.
It's like what's that episode of Seinfeld? When Kramer goes to the horse track and they're trying to entice him and he's like itching. It's like,
yeah.
That's kind of how I am. I'm just like itching, but I abstain.
Hey, you're the producer of all of this now. It'd be too easy for you to just fall in and bet every single bet for all the podcasts that you're putting together right now.
That's what I'm saying, because that's the problem.
You can't just pick one.
That's the thing. Is like for right now, I don't have like I'm pretty much sitting here for everybody's show. So it's like if I followed everybody's picks, I'd either be winning or losing a small fortune every week. So.
I mean, the only one I would really follow right now would be the Scramble Pod boys.
Oh, those boys are red hot.
They are hot. We'll give them.
Yeah.
Us,
So
however.
yeah,
We're still be
starting off
determined
slow.
for you boys.
Law of averages, though,
Yeah,
boys.
boys and
We'll
girls
turn
out
this- we'll
there.
turn this one around.
50%.
Yeah,
That ain't
50%.
bad.
We'll take it.
50, baby.
I'll tell you what, off camera, we had some bets that we picked from, before we did our first episode that we also were over 50% on that. We were 3 for 4 actually. So I think we'll see how it goes.
We're
with the
also not
boys.
professionals, so if you don't want to follow us, we won't be offended.
Or just fade the hell out of us. What the heck?
I'm
People
like
are
I said.
used to fading me.
Yeah, fade.
People are used to
Fade
it.
Brennan. If anything, you guys will be doing me a favor because if y'all start losing, that means I'm winning.
Well,
Then I have no problem being the bad guy.
that's what we're all about here. We don't claim to be experts. We just claim to be normal guys who hopefully think like you do, and we just hope to speak your mind similar to how you think it, and connect and just win and lose together, ride and stride.
Yep. And so that's going to be it for us here on episode 2. We're going to be tuning in next week. We'll be talking, unwinding some of the bets and stuff that we decided to place, figuring out what's happening in Premier. And we'll try to dive in a little bit more with the relegation, kind of see who might be jumping in and playing with us next year. Who's going to be that next Cinderella team that somebody might become a fan of. So that's us, the Linesmen, and we're signing on out.
Have a good one, guys.